the king, the man I think the two of us on this show consider the greatest
Not
basketball
anymore.
player ever.
Not
Like,
anymore.
you don't think he is?
Mm-mm.
Why is that? Because he didn't go to your team?
Nope. Jordan didn't have to bounce around to chase rings.
I agree. But here's why I think he is. It's because how many times in the past have we heard basketball legends or the future stars of tomorrow be compared to the past legends? He's a Magic. He's a Jordan. He's a Bird. He's a Kobe. I hear Kobe more times than I can count. He's this, he's that. How many have you heard compared to Mr. One LeBron James? I haven't. Because there's never been a basketball player like LeBron. That I think will happen with when it's all said and done with Mr. Wembanyama. If he continues to go down the path he's going. Which then that will bring up another conversation that I'm sure we're going to have if this show is still going by that time.
Look, the issue with Wemby is there's no meat on those bones.
Yeah, him and Jaden Daniels need to get up with a trainer or something. You know?
The injuries are going to continue to come because there's not much stabilization.
Yep.
And I think the big thing for Wemby, too, is teams realize if you play him physical, you can stop him. I mean, we saw that a number of times throughout the year. You're not going to match him height-wise, but if you can beat him in physicality, you can stop him.
No, I agree. But I just look at LeBron. You can't compare anybody to him because there's never been anybody like him, and there isn't going to be anyone like him. He's one of one. That is the facts. Does he have the greatest career ever? No. No, he doesn't. It's kind of like I say what me and Chance say all the time about football. It's, I don't. Tom Brady had the greatest career ever in the history of football. We know that. But in my mind, the greatest person to ever play the quarterback position was not Tom Brady. Does that make sense?
Otto Graham.
Well, yeah, you pick whoever you want to pick in there, but you see what I'm trying to say with that. I'm not saying LeBron had the greatest career. I think we need to get away from that. I think we need to go towards when you create a basketball player on the show or whatever, you're creating LeBron. He's stronger, faster.
Yeah, you're creating the size and the athleticism of LeBron.
Yeah.
But when you talk about all-around mentality, okay, there were a couple years we saw the LeBron, the Killer King. We saw that.
2018 is, I think, the prime example of that.
2018 and 2016 when the Cavs won the finals.
Yep.
But there's a 5 or 6 year stretch we saw that.
Right.
But what does everybody want to have when they play sports? The Mamba mentality. That came from Kobe.
That did come from one Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace, sir.
I mean, in my opinion, I think Kobe or Jordan are the two at the top. It's not LeBron. And again, Kobe didn't ring chase. He stayed in LA. The only reason he didn't play for the team that drafted him is because Charlotte traded him. You can't do anything about that.
Is that probably the worst?
Fucking kicking themselves for it.
Is that probably the top 5 worst trades in all of sports history? Like, that has to be next to the Red Sox trading Babe Ruth to the Yankees.
It's got to be around there. And we'll kind of stay on that trend because we'll talk about it a little bit later when the rest of the guys get on. But we've got some fun because there's really not much going on with the MLB right now.
No, there was one trade that has happened so far, but Yeah.
We've got some fun little MLB throwback to talk about.
Okay.
So,
I also have something about the Phillies I want to talk about because this radio host pissed me off yesterday because he was talking nonsense. So I want to put it out there, but we'll talk about that later. Let's talk NBA. As you know, we just started this conversation by talking about LeBron because unless you're living under a rock or just don't get ESPN notifications, you would have seen that Mr. One LeBron James looks to be finishing his career in Philadelphia. Now, I will say I did not see that one coming. Hey, Chance. Hi, buddy. What are you doing? You're on early.
I just saw everybody else get on.
Well, we're talking basketball, so feel free to do whatever it was you were doing.
I'm watching my parents' house tonight, so I'm doing nothing.
Ah.
I'm sitting here.
Jason, not on my top 3 teams, maybe not even my top 5 teams of destinations for one LeBron James. I think me and others had him going to either. I mean, my favorite was Golden State. I'll just be honest. I would have loved to seen him and Steph play for a full season. It would have been entertaining. Watch them both go into the final, years of their career. I don't think they would have gone very far in the playoffs, per se, but I think it would have been really cool to watch them play together for more than just a summer at the Olympics. I never thought he was going to stay with Los Angeles. That was never a question for me.
God.
I had Cleveland and Miami as my top 2.
So
I
after
didn't think he was going to go to Golden State. And, I mean, I had Philly at 3. Because, again, didn't think he was going to Golden State. But I had them way further down in odds from Cleveland and Miami.
Yeah, I didn't think Philly was – because you have Joel, who you're paying a big contract to. You just traded for Jaylen Brown, who you're also paying a big contract to. Not saying that money was a real issue, but last year depth was a real issue for Philadelphia.
Well, and I mean, LeBron's only getting a $4 million contract this year.
Right, but you know what I mean? Their real issue was depth. They were really top heavy.
Look, here's the biggest thing. If he's wanting to ring chase, at least go to a team where the only thing that can beat you is not your my chart on your fucking healthcare stuff.
Right.
Like, that's the only thing that's going to beat Philly when they're healthy.
Right.
The problem is when they're healthy. Again, we have to throw the key phrase in there.
Yeah.
Because it's a conversation we have a lot about a lot of things.
When we talk about Philadelphia.
You look at when you look at Philly, right? You bring in LeBron. What does he want off? The ball in his hands. What does Joel Embiid want? The ball in his hands.
Ball in his hand in the
What does
post.
Tyrese Maxey want?
Ball in his
Ball
hand.
in his hands.
Right.
What does Jaylen Brown want? A ball in his hands. There is only one basketball on the floor, people.
Yeah.
Well, not if you play knockout. There's 2 of them.
What a game. What a reference. Oh my gosh, Chance. Look at you, dude.
I was a champ.
Oh my gosh, knockout? Oh man.
I was one of those kids that if I missed and then someone else shot and they missed, I'd launch their ball on the other end of the court. I was not getting out.
So you were an asshole, essentially.
You were one of those fuckers?
Yes, I'd kick the ball up down the fucking court. I'd say fetch. Not you, Trooper. I'm not throwing it. Yeah, I'd launch the
But, I
bench.
mean, in this instance, Chance, there's only one basketball, okay? Outside of the warm-ups.
Well, see, I didn't play Well, I played basketball. I sat the bench in basketball. There's a difference.
You were an enforcer.
Yeah, I was the enforcer of the freshman team where we only had 6 players, and I was the 6th man.
Put him in the hall.
I played about 2 minutes a game and averaged 5 fouls.
No, but you get what I'm trying to say here. You bring in another guy who wants the ball in his hands. And I think bringing in LeBron, mentality-wise and just being a pro-wise, how to handle it, you're going to help out VJ Edgecombe. But I had him second in Rookie of the Year voting the year he came out.
Right.
And now you're bringing in a guy that's going to take away minutes of him being able to play the 3 a little bit.
Right.
Because Jaylen Brown's going to be your 2. Jaylen Brown is too small to play the 3 and guard some of the 3s, especially the one that just signed in Cleveland. And we'll talk about that a little bit, too. And the one that Cleveland's talking about signing that I keep hearing a deal is very close. But Edgecombe would have to play your 3. Do you really want LeBron guarding and being guarded by the 4?
Right.
And you're hurting the development of VJ Edgecombe.
Yeah.
Because if you are going to play LeBron at the 3 and bring in somebody else or play somebody else at the 4, then you're taking away minutes from Edgecombe, which is going to hurt his development.
Yeah.
And you're taking who could probably be the number 2 player in his draft class, and you're going to make him a top 15 guy at best.
No arguments.
The move just makes no sense for Philly. It makes no sense for LeBron. You're not going to win anything in Philly. What was it they said a couple years ago? They missed the playoffs. Oh, we're going to rest our guys so that when we get to the playoffs, we're healthy. Yeah, well, guess what? You got to fucking make the playoffs first. You don't make the playoffs, that whole plan gets thrown out the fucking window.
Yep. Now, there is a player option he has, but I don't think he's ever exercised one of those before. So, it's a 2-year deal. But, yeah, the team that made the most sense for me, honestly, and it's just because of how close they were, it wasn't because they needed talent, but obviously LeBron's IQ for basketball is absurd. I think he would have done really well on San Antonio.
The problem with San Antonio, again, you bring in LeBron, you're taking the ball out of the young players that have proven and got you to the NBA Finals. I think the team that was the best fit for LeBron was Cleveland. And I'm not throwing any bias in that. Yeah, I would have loved to have seen him come home and win one or two more rings to end it.
Right.
And bring that trophy back to the state of Ohio. But look at that roster. Yeah, okay, James Harden, he's going to sign his contract. He wants the ball. But you think about James Harden, he started as a 2 guard. He's not a point guard.
He's really not.
And you look at the way with Cleveland, Harden can flash the passing. Okay, he can flash some good passing. The problem is the turnovers are a big issue. But look at Donovan Mitchell's passing the last few years and how much better it's gotten.
Right.
Look at how well Mobley and Allen pass the ball big to big down low. And not only that, but if you're playing LeBron, Allen, and Mobley together, a 4 is not going to guard LeBron James because they're not going to want the size mismatch on Mobley.
Yeah.
And if they do have the 3 guard Mobley, guess what? Here comes a double team. Somebody's wide open on the perimeter in either Mitchell or Harden, and LeBron will have a lane to cut to the basket for an easy pass from 2 high-quality passing big men.
Yeah. No, I
I
agree.
think Cleveland was his best shot to get back to winning a championship. And even then, he plays with the second team point guard. Okay, that second team point guard is Dennis Schroeder. He's going to get to the basket. He's going to pass. He's been around forever. He's played for like 50 million teams.
Yeah, has he about played for every team at this point?
I think he's at 11 or 12 teams.
Yeah, no.
But
There are
it
teams
made
that
more sense for him to go to Cleveland than Philly. I thought Miami just to go back to a team he'd gone to. I didn't think Miami really made sense basketball wise.
After the Giannis move, if they didn't
playing Giannis and LeBron at the same time was not smart.
it wouldn't. It's not. Yeah, it didn't make any sense. They need shooting. We have no shooting. And we didn't really have any money to afford him. Norman Powell dipped after we got Giannis because we couldn't afford him.
Yeah.
That wasn't by accident.
In all reality, too, Giannis can't shoot.
No.
He's got to get to the rim. So you're taking space away from LeBron to do what he does best, and that's drive and kick.
Right. So, yeah, it's like you're going to have three guys who are going to be driving and kicking.
I know, Bug. We're not getting out, dude.
So the plan of Miami is defensively is okay. We're just gonna stuff the paint, shoot that dumb shit. Bam's not a 3-point shooter. Giannis not a 3-point shooter. LeBron can get hot, but that's not his thing. Go ahead, have fun, because you're not getting in the paint.
You're not getting in the paint. The defense would have been good, but again, the issue was the spacing on the floor.
Yeah,
that wasn't gonna be good for Miami at that point.
It just wasn't. That's why I didn't want Giannis in the first place. Not only because hey, a LeBron return would have been cool, but like it made no basketball sense. And maybe I'll see more sense of it when I watch them play and I watch what Spo can do. But like, at the end of the day, I'm just like, we traded a whole bunch of shooting and a promising big to get a injured, aging supermax contract. It doesn't make sense to me now. It didn't then. Definitely doesn't now. Yeah, maybe there was something there with Hero, because obviously Bam punching Tyler Hero in the face in Las Vegas might have been something there that was previously there, that was building. Now they're not on the same team. I don't know. That's an interesting situation.
Everything with Miami is interesting right now.
Yeah, this next year is not going to be exciting. We're overpaying for Andrew Wiggins. Norman Powell's gone, who was the shining light of a year ago. That felt like I don't want to compare him to Jimmy Butler, but for us it felt like a Jimmy Butler type, leader in terms of leadership. Yeah, I don't know. Just didn't make sense. But I agreed with Nick on this, on first things first. If San Antonio won the championship, LeBron was New York bound. I think that was set in stone. If they hadn't won the championship, I think he would have gone to New York. I think he would have been
living in Brooklyn and driving to Philly. Well, commuting to Philly. They're thinking he's going to be taking a helicopter to Philly from Brooklyn.
Which makes me wonder, like, if this season does suck, like, let's just paint the picture. This season sucks. They missed the playoffs. Or he just
lied.
It's just all
stay there.
It's just all a thing. Do we think he could use his player option and go to
Hold on. I'm grabbing this thing for my dad.
Oh, Chance, it's Max Scherzer's return to Nats Park tonight. His last ever start.
Who?
Max Scherzer.
No.
Today's his 42nd birthday. Sorry, chat. We're just waiting on Jason to get back. Picking that thing up for his dad. Damn, leaving the bases loaded. Oh, Chance.
Sorry, I'm back.
Oh, sorry.
No, I just got back.
You're
I had
good.
to grab we have to return a shark vacuum, so I had to grab the box for my dad. And of course, I took the dog to see them, and he's freaking jumping from the back seat to the front seat, back to the back seat. Now he's sitting in the front seat.
He's just so excited.
He's just fucking a psychotic mess.
Yeah.
You want to go back there now, don't you? You shouldn't have freaking come up here. You shouldn't have come up front.
What a
Probably
guy.
because of the box. You'll be okay. No, sit normal. Anyway, all right. So, yeah, the LeBron situation makes no sense. But another signing that happened that involved Cleveland was signing a one-year deal with Mario Hezonja. I really like that move. I know, he played in the NBA previously, had made the comment he was never going to come back to the NBA, and then balled out in the EuroLeague. And I mean, I think they signed him to a one-year, $15 million deal.
Wow. That's impressive.
I mean, he's a big three that can shoot.
Yeah.
He makes sense with that lineup. He really does. I think that it was a smart move by Cleveland. The other name that they're connected to is Jonathan Kuminga right now. And 3 was the glowing low spot for the Cavs. So
Right.
I think if you bring in Kuminga, you bring in Hezonja, I think you really shore up that 3 spot, which is what you really wanted to shore up in the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
So it really does fit, I think, in Cleveland. I think both of those guys. I really like both. The Hezonja deal was just weird, especially because you hadn't heard of the guy since he was, drafted 5th overall. And now all of a sudden he's coming back and signing with Cleveland as their plan B for not getting LeBron. Like, it's just weird. I think the other thing that kind of makes it and shows people, why this is a good move for Cleveland is there were other teams in the NBA that wanted Hazonia.
Yeah.
I think Golden State was the big one. I think it was down between Cleveland and Golden State. So I think a quality move. I think a guy that brings a lot of talent to your 3 spot, which has been a glowing weakness in the past few years.
Yeah, no doubt.
So get back up here. Get back up there. All right, now you want to go in the back. You little shit. You brought in DeAndre Hunter to try to fix it. He didn't pan out. You kind of played Struth at the 3 a little bit. That hasn't, he can shoot, but he, isn't tall.
No.
Dean Wade really didn't do anything other than shoot threes and defend a little bit.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. You lost on them, but okay, dude. Quit freaking out. The box is gonna touch you. It's above you. Goodness gracious. This is a clusterfuck. I should have left him at home. Anyway, I think, what were Hazonia's averages? I think like 17, 5, and 3. I'm pretty sure he won MVP in the European League that he played in.
Yep. Something like that.
So, you bring in a guy in the European League, yeah, it's a little bit harder to score, right? So 17 points is pretty good.
Yeah, that's a pretty good day.
So we'll see what he can do with this offense. I like that he's a 3-and-D guy. I like bringing in another 3-point shooter that's big and can guard the 3 or 4 if needed. It also helps with the rotations because you saw the Knicks do it, and Detroit did it a little bit too, is they utilized the pick and roll to kind of take advantage of the big guys for Cleveland.
Right.
And I think this kind of helps negate that disadvantage a little bit.
It'd
I
definitely
don't know,
be.
Billy, what were your thoughts on Hazonia? Because I really liked that move.
I did too, and I wasn't expecting it. Obviously, they were waiting like a lot of other teams were waiting to do anything until LeBron signed, until he made his decision. Obviously, this is a backup plan for you guys, but I think it's a backup plan that could be more beneficial than the first plan.
It's a backup plan with really good return on investment, I feel like.
Right. Like, there's a high ceiling on the backup plan. There's almost a higher ceiling on the backup plan because, listen, I don't think LeBron has a problem being the second, third, fourth wheel of a team. I think what can happen is on a night where he's feeling it, he's going to want to take over because that's just who he's been. He's been the guy, the offensive, the coordinator, the everything, the playmaker, the score. Like, he's been everything, and especially in a year. Because let's say he did go back to Cleveland. Cleveland is having championship conversations. I still think they are, but it's even more so than...
The issue I have is if he's hot in Philly, Joel Embiid ain't giving him that ball. It's going to make Embiid look bad. He wants his point totals.
Right.
Like, that's the issue I have is he wanted to go somewhere to win. I don't think he's going to win in Philly, but you just look at the basketball aspect of it, and it doesn't fit LeBron.
Yeah. But you look at Zonia, and it's like, well, yeah, he's a 100% third or fourth option on every single night. Could he get a hot hand? Sure. Anyone can get a hot hand. This is the NBA, for crying out loud. They wouldn't be there if they couldn't get a hot hand. But you're not expecting 25, 8 and 8 from Hazonia. Like the expectations would be for a now 42-year-old LeBron James. You know?
Yeah.
I think it takes the pressure off. This move takes the pressure off of Cleveland. This takes the pressure off the players. Or this keeps the pressure off the players. This is a move where it's like, we have Harden, we have Allen, we have Mobley, we have Harden. We need depth. We need more guys like Strus. We need more guys like Hazonia. We need, just keep building depth. Because right now in the Eastern Conference and in the game of basketball, what is winning right now in the game of basketball is depth. You look at the Knicks, they have depth. They are 12 deep. San Antonio, they're about 9 or 10 deep. OKC are about 9 or 10 deep. Minnesota is getting to that point where they're about to run 8, 9 deep. Not saying that Cleveland wasn't deep, but Cleveland's depth wasn't as effective as everyone else's. This move adds to the effectiveness of the depth. Now, he just got done playing over in the EuroLeague. It's a little different than playing here in the NBA.
Yeah, it's softer.
It is softer.
The NBA is softer.
Yes.
Is what I meant.
It is softer.
We're 17 in the EuroLeague.
Right.
Shit.
He could go off, which could be very beneficial. Only problem is, if he goes off, does that start to take... Will he start to get in his head, well, fuck being a number 3. If I'm dropping 30, give me the ball. Hello, why, especially in a playoff position, why is James Harden, who's going to go 1 of 8 and turn the ball over 7 times, why does he have the ball? Give me the ball. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only issue I can see happening with that. But I like this move as much, if not more, than I would like LeBron going back. LeBron didn't fit that team, in my opinion. He didn't.
I thought he fit better than people wanted to give credit. But that's just me.
I just think he would have had to take a lot of the scoring load again. And again, what he has around him.
Would have. I think the issue would have been James Harden would have.
And you have James Harden. You have the James Harden problem. And as much as good as his 3-point shooter he has been in the past, he hadn't been that great. And especially if you're going for a playoff run. Is James Harden the guy you want on your playoff team in a Game 7? No. Ew. Never.
James Harden isn't even the guy I want on my playoff team in Game 1.
Right. No. Ew. Gross. That's why I was just, I kept telling you, I was like, he's not going to Cleveland. Not unless Cleveland finds a way to get James Harden out of there.
Philly was a surprise to literally everybody.
Yeah, Philly was a surprise to me.
Because everybody expected it to be Cleveland or Miami. And
yeah.
I think a lot of people saw Cleveland as the better fit out of those two.
Out of those two, yeah. Cleveland was the no doubt surefire option. But
Now, here's the thing that the league needs to do. Is if he knew he was going to Philly the whole time, and he was just dragging this out, knowing that teams are going to wait to see where he signed to do anything, then they need to take the next 5 years worth of draft picks from the Sixers.
Yeah.
Because who's to say somebody else won't do that later on?
Right. Kind of hold the NBA hostage.
I mean, Adam Silver even said he was waiting to put out the schedule and finalize the schedule until LeBron decided where he was going.
Right.
Make the fucking schedule and then plan shit around it once he signs.
Right. Yeah,
I think a lot of this was a power trip for him. Just showing how much control he has over the NBA.
Right. I think a lot of it was a publicity. I don't know if he was surefire going to Philly. I mean, maybe once he saw Jaylen Brown go there, he was like, ooh, maybe that might be a destination. Because Jaylen Brown went nuts last year. Let's make no bones about it. He was a superstar last year.
He had to be.
Yeah, he absolutely had to be. He was the reason Boston was anywhere near where they were. Yeah, I don't know. Again, it would have been fun with Steph. I think he would have fit pretty good in San Antonio. They were saying Denver, which I was like, really?
I don't think Jokic and LeBron would have mixed well.
No, I don't think so either. I don't think Miami would never have worked. Yeah, no, it was an interesting move. I didn't expect Philly. It's an interesting starting five if they stay healthy, but where do you go from there? And what happens when they ultimately don't stay healthy because Joel Embiid's knees are one injury away from him being in a wheelchair for like ever.
That's how my knees feel.
Like Joel cannot get healthy and stay there. He's healthy for a game and then it's a wrap. I don't know. Part of me feels like if he's getting a place in Brooklyn, what are the odds he's making a backup plan? Like, hey, if this year doesn't go well and the Knicks are close again, and this might be a bold take, but...
Or he signs with the Nets.
He's not going to sign in Brooklyn. Brooklyn's so far away. But it's just like, what are the odds he goes and plays his final season in MSG if this year is just the shits? You know? It'll be interesting. NBA a few months away, obviously.
All right, Chance.